शिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमामस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यानस्मद्गुरुं सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि यत्साक्षात् चिदानन्दं प्रत्यगद्वयमक्रीं तन्नमामि ऋष्यस्य योगी गम्यं परं पदं खानिलाग्न्यब्धरित्रन्तं स्रक्मणीयोद्गतं यथा ध्वान्तच्छिदे नमस्तस्मै हरये बुद्धिसाक्षिणे श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. So we just began the third chapter with a few words. Then we looked at some questions. So here, so again, I answered the question on WhatsApp. It's a simple answer. Atma vare drashtavya. So drashtavya darshana is in the sense of jnana there, because the sadhana is what? Shravana manana nididhyasana. Shrotavya mantavya nididhyasitavya. So shravana, you have to listen. If it is real darshana, then listening is not the sadhana. Seeing is the sadhana, right? So to see, you don't have to listen. But some may argue, I don't know what to see. Therefore, if it is literal, some may say that I need to hear about it and then I'll see. Somebody points out something, then I see Atma. But then there is a manana there, mantavya. So manana is vichara. To see, you don't need vichara. So had the Shruti meant darshana literally, there wouldn't have been manana shabda there, mantavya shabda there. So manana is vicharatmaka. So those who take things literally think over. You've seen multiple times. Drashtavya means jnatavya only. There is no difference between the two. And example, stock example given is what? If you say, oh, I think something going on in the background, that's why it may be slow. I don't know. WhatsApp. Okay. For some reason, the internet and PC has slowed down. I hope my voice is clear, if not the video. Okay, something. Screen sharing has stopped as the shared window closed. Interesting. Okay. Something else now. Just give me a moment. So what seems to have happened is since the WhatsApp window opened up and I was trying to close it, it was slow. Perhaps, after a delay, WhatsApp also closed and the PDF also got closed. So my mistake maybe. So, okay. So the stock example is what? If you are explaining something to the other and you say, okay, do you see my point? Seeing is not literal. What it means is that, do you understand? So seeing is in the meaning of understanding. Darshana drig dhatu is used in the sense of jnana also many times, not only in this place, many places. In English also you have such phrases. In Hindi also, especially I've heard these people from Uttar Pradesh. They'll say if you're talking something, if they understand, they'll say, "हाँ देख रहा हूँ, देख रहा हूँ, देख रहा हूँ." So देख रहा हूँ means understanding. हाँ देख रहा हूँ. So even if I heard someone gave the address to someone. I said that इसके बाद में आता है. He says, हाँ देख रहा हूँ, देख रहा हूँ. So they say, I understand. So anyway, so back to our topic now. Finally, तृतीय अध्याय. सर्वोऽयं प्रमिति प्रमाण प्रमेय प्रमातृ लक्षणः आब्रह्म स्तंभ पर्यन्तः मिथ्याध्यास एव इति बहुशः उपपत्तिभिः अतिष्ठिपम्. So here, Sthapitam, you can take Sthapitam meaning this Shtip Dhatu is rarely seen. So Shtip Dhatu has been used. There's a Tippana here which says what? Upapattibihi abhihitam iti kichit. Abhihitam, there is some abhihitam word also elsewhere. So abhihitam, named or stated. So it has been established, you can say, Sthapitam, established by Upapattihi. Bahusha Upapattihi. Bahusha is an avyaya. So here, Tritiyarthe. Using many Upapattis, meaning using lot of Tarka. Using lot of Tarka, what has been established? Sarva ayam pramiti pramana prameya pramatu lakshana. We have seen this word exhaustively yesterday in the last part. So pramiti or prama and pramana, sadhana to that pramiti or prama, prameya, which is the vishaya, and pramata, for whom all the vyavahara is. This is the characteristic of, and categorized into these four. That is the characteristic of this samsara. Sarvayam, everything is included there. What do you mean by sarvaha? Sometimes sarva is in the meaning of a very limited sense in the context. So you call somebody to the function and you say, oh, everybody came to the function. Not literally everybody. Whoever you invited, mostly everybody came. That's what you mean. So sarva also is contextual. So the Siddhanti clarifies, Abrahma stamba paryanta sarva. Sarva ayam kaha? Abrahma stamba paryanta. Starting with Chaturmukha Brahma down to the smallest living organism, whether it is a kita, you say, or a blade of grass, either way, stamba paryanta. All of this is what? Mithyadhyasaha, characterized by these divisions of four, Triputi and one more. Triputi, and when the Triputi is functional, then knowledge is born. Whether it is Indriya Janya or otherwise, so you here it is Janya. In any case, it is Utpanna, and it is all what? Mithyadhyasa. All of this is a projection. Superimposition, projection. Sorry, Mithyadhyasa eva. Iti bahusha upapatti atishthipam sthapitam. Now, this Sangati was given here. Vrittam sankirteti vartishyamane smanasya adhyasya sangatim darshayitum vrittam sankirtayati. Bhagwan Sureshwaracharya here. Sarvoyam. Further, Atmacha, for that there is a Sangati. In the Tika, Padartha Parishodhanartha Vichara Nantariyakataya Sarvasya Prapanchasya Mithyatvam Darshitam Ityarthaha. So he says, what further? Padartha Parishodhanartha. Padartha here, Tvam Padartha. What we started with in the second chapter is Tvam Padartha. So Padartha Parishodhanartha Vichara Nantarikataya Sarvasya Prapanchasya Mithyatvam Darshitam. So Prapanchasya Mithyatvam Darshitam. By saying here, Pramiti Pramana Prameya Pramatru Lakshana Mithyadhyasa. Mithyadhyasa means what? It is Mithya. Adhyasa is Mithya. So Prapanchasya Sarvayam Abrahma Stamba Paryantaha ka Prapancha eva. So Tasya Prapanchasya Sarvasya Prapanchasya Mithyatvam Darshitam. And further what? Further, just give me one moment, please. So here, Padartha Parishodhanartha Vichara Nantarikataya. So Nantariyaka means it is used as a, I think, an avyaya also or adjective also. Just give me a moment. Adjective, not an avyaya. So Nantariyaka. So, na antara, vina bhava antara. So, it is basically what? Inseparable. You cannot separate it. Join together, meaning coexistent here. So, sarvaha ayam mithya prapanchasya mithyatvam. Sarvasya prapanchasya mithyatvam darshitam. And how? This padartha parishodhanartha vichara nantarikataya. This mithyatva and of the prapancha and the padartha parishodhana vichara for the purpose of parishodhana of padartha. Meaning, what is the tvam pada artha? What is the artha, meaning of the tvam pada? What does it mean? So, when you inquire into it, that and the prapancha, starting with what? In the tvam pada mishrita, ahankaradi, ahankaradi are sitting in the tvam pada itself, tvam padartha itself, sorry, tvam pada's artha. So, they're inseparable. Unless you know the mithyatva of ahankaradi, which is part of tvam padartha, then till then tvam padartha parishodhana won't take place. So for the tvam pada parishodhana, you have to have mithyatva nishchaya of ahankaradi prapancha. You cannot have satyatva buddhi there and separate out. If you do that like the Sankhya or yogis, where you say mahatadi, mahat ahankara, at the vyashti level, ahankaradi. At the samashti level, mahat, pradhana. If you separate out like the Sankhyas or yogis, the second entity will remain as real. In Vedanta, that is not acceptable. Because the Swarupa is Purna. Tvam is said to be what? Tvam is said to be Tatpada. So not only Tvam-pada Shodhana, Tatpada Shodhana is needed. If the yogi says, yes, in the Tatpada Purusha, in the Sankhyavada, Purusha is Asanga. Pradhana is real, but Pradhana Sambandha is Mithya. Purusha Sambandha. So if you say Pradhana Purusha Sambandha is Mithya, and Mahat is Karya, Samashti Buddhi. So Mahat and Purusha are separate, but Pradhana and Mahat are real. That's your Tatpada Shodhana, Tatpadartha Shodhana, let's say. And at the Tvam-pada Shodhana, you say Ahankaradi, Yashti, individual level. That is real. Ahankara is real, but the Purusha at the individual level, Jivatma, is separate from that Ahankaradi, Karya. But Ahankaradi are real. So Sambandha is Mithya at the Tvam-pada level. How will you equate them? Shruti does equate them. Says Tatpada and Tvam-pada. Okay, got a message. Your internet connection is unstable. I know it. I know it is unstable. So, anyway, so how will the Mahavakya work for them? It won't work. Because Purusha, the Supreme Purusha, the translations in Sankhya Granthas would be what? Supreme Purusha. There are Purushas, many Purushas, and there is a Supreme Purusha. Sankhya usually wouldn't talk about Ishvara. It is called, generally Sankhya is taken to be Nirishwaravada. Yoga,
Swamiji, we can't hear you. Swamiji.
Can't hear me. So I got a mess. I'm not audible.
No.
So let me just check the internet.
leave the door.
Am I audible now? Am I audible now?
No,
Better.
no,
Not
so
audible?
I can.
Still not audible?
No, I
the
can hear you.
voice is breaking. If you speak for 2
I
minutes,
think
we
it's
will
a
know.
Zoom problem. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a Zoom issue because it just crashed. I don't know why. I want to shift back to Google Meet.
But it's okay now.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Otherwise I'll reboot the phone and check because I don't know what the issue is. Zoom has suddenly crashed for some reason. I don't know why, and it automatically muted me also earlier on. I'm not sure what's happening. Is the screen visible? Let's try. Let's see. I've
Yeah.
kept the door
Now
open.
it's
I've got the phone outside for range, and then kept the door open. So okay, let's
It's
see.
audible now.
Okay, let's see. So let's go further and see. So in the Sankhya Darshana is primarily considered as Nirishwaravada. They don't have Ishvara in their system. So they talk about Purusha. All Purushas are separate. They don't have a specific, the Srishtikarta Ishvara. Because they think Pradhana is the Srishtikartru. In yoga, they have Ishvara, Adi Guru, who is Guru for everyone. That kind of an entity, Purusha, is called as Ishvara. Anyway, the Tattvam Aikya won't work if the Mithyatva Nishchaya is not there. If Mithyatva is only in Sambandha, but the other entity with whom the Purusha has Sambandha, if that entity is not Mithya, then this Padartha Shodhana will not work for Aikya. So this is the issue here. Padartha Parishodhanartha Vichara Nantariya Kataya Sarvasya Prapanchasya Mithyatvam Darshitam Ityartha. So the purpose for showing Mithya, the Prapancha as Mithya, is because the Prakriya is that with the Mithyatva Nishchaya of Prapancha, then alone you can have Padartha Parishodhana, Tvampada, Tatpada also, and then you can have Aikya, the Mahavakya working. Without that, it is not possible. See, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, that statement won't work. People think that Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Prapancha is all Ishvara. That is not what it means. It is not Sampurna Samanadikani. Ishvara has not literally become the Prapancha. Ishvara appears in the form of Prapancha. Ishavasyam Idam Sarvam. There, it is all Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma is all what? Is Bhada Samanadika. It's not Mukhya Samanadika. So you do Badha of the Prapancha Sarva, then only Khalu Idam Brahma. That Idam Sarvam Nasti Brahma eva asti, and that Brahma is me. Therefore, Aham eva asmi. There is no second entity. Atma, Brahma, or Anatma, Abrahma. That is how it works. Therefore, Mithyatva Purvaka only. Mithyatva Prapanchasya Sarva Prapanchasya Mithyatva Purvakam eva Aikyam Sambhavati. And before that Aikya also Padartha Parishodhana. That is the Padartha Parishodhana. Sakshat Pratipaditam Arthantaram Darshayati. And this is the process. And what is it that has been, expressed in words literally? Sakshat Pratipaditam Arthantaram. Another idea which has been revealed, so to say, thereby Atma Chaiti. Mula Atma cha Janmadi Shadbhava Vikara Varjitaha Kutastabodha Eva iti Sputikritam. So there are two sides of the coin. One is Prapancha Mithyatvam. The other is Atma Satyatvam. When you say Atma Satyatvam, then Trikala Abaditam Satyam. So Prapancha is Mithya, Ahankaradi Prapancha, Abrahmastambha Paryantaha, and Atma is Satya. So Atma is Satya, meaning what? The Prapancha has Janmadi Shadbhava, Vikara. Whereas Atma does not have Janmadi Shadbhava Vikara. So this is the flip side. Arthantaram. Sakshat Darshitam. Janmadi Shadbhava Vikara. So we have seen Shadbhavas, 6 Janma Ityadi, Asti Jayate, all of those. Kutastha Bodhayeva iti Sputikrutam. It has been clearly mentioned in the last chapter and earlier also. In the initial 2 chapters, especially the second chapter, elaborately it has been expressed, revealed that Atma is Kutastha Bodha. Kutastha Bodha is Kutastha and Bodha is Bhave, Jnana. Bhave Vyutpatti. Bodha is what? Kutastha Bodha means Ganyanta. So, Bhave Gany. Kutastha Bodha eva. Kutastha Jnanam. Jnana Swarupam eva iti Sputikrutam. Kutastha, unchanging. Further in the Tika. Tarhi Padartha Parishodhanasya Samyak Nishpadittatvat Vidita Pada Padarthasya cha Swayame Vakyartha Jnanotpattehe Kimartham Tritiya Adhyaya Arambha iti aha. Tayoscheti. So Purvapakshi says, okay, so everything is done, right? Purnamada, Purnamidam. So generally, they chant Purnamada after this as if it's a mantra to end. It is a mantra we have seen earlier also. Shukla Yajurvediya mantra. So Purnamada is to be chanted in the beginning and the end if you are studying the Shukla Yajurvediya Shakha. It is a Vaidika mantra, Shanti mantra. Does not mean it everything is over. So anyway, people use it as an aside. So Tarhi Padartha Parishodhanasya Samyak Nishpaditatva. Since the Padartha Parishodhana has been exhaustively done, in so many words it has been expressed, with Tarka also. Because Mulakara said, Bhausha Upapatti Bihi Atishtipam. Then, what is the need for the third chapter here? So, Vidita Pada Padarthasya cha Swayame Vakyartha Jnanotpattehe. And because, Panchami, another hetu. And once you know the words in a sentence, you know what is the meaning of this word, what is the meaning of that word. So there are 5 words, you know here 3 words, let's say. If you ask me, don't tell me the meaning of the sentence, just give me the meaning of the words. Will you understand the sentence? Yes. So if there are 3 words, you say, don't tell me the meaning of the sentence. Just tell me what A, B, C 3 words mean. I tell you exactly. You say, okay, further you don't explain the sentence, right? You will get the meaning. Why is it that you have to start the 3rd chapter? Because Vidita Pada Padarthasya, Pada is known, 3 Padas are known. Tat Pada I know. Tvam Pada I had some confusion, you clarified in the 2nd chapter. 3rd Pada is Asi. This was your claim where you began, right? You said that, I asked you, Purvapakshi says, if Jnana is the means to moksha, Jnana alone is the means to moksha, and all of us have heard the Mahavakya, why has Jnana not taken place? Why has not Jnana? Then Jnana has taken place. Why moksha has not taken place? Siddhanti said, no, Jnana has not taken place because Tvam-pada, there is a confusion with Tvam-pada. So 2nd chapter, elaborately, explain what Tvam-pada really means. So now you should be saying, says the Purvapakshi, Tvam-pada is done. That was the part which was causing confusion. Now, moksha should be easily possible. With the Vakya, I already know the Vakya. You clarified Tvam had confusion. It is clear now. So now, Tattvamasi, what is the problem? This is what, that is why you gave me the 2nd chapter. Very patiently I listened to all this. Now you are saying I have a third chapter also. I thought it is done now. I have still not got moksha. So he said, then what is vidita pada padarthasya cha? Pada is also vidita, padartha is also vidita. So vidita pada and vidita padartha, known, understood pada, understood padartha also should lead to what? Swayam eva vakyartha jnanotpattehe. It should lead to, by itself, it should lead to padartha, vakyartha jnana. Utpatti of jnana of vakyartha. That is how things should be. Then kimartha tritiya adhyarambha ityaha. Why do you make me, why do you punish me with the third chapter? So Purvapakshi is saying, enough of all this. Give me a certificate and be done with it. It's not a course. So it's not a course, it's an open-ended thing. Avagati paryantam jnanam. It's not certificate. You will not get any certificate. That certificate is of no value. I did a course, no value. Moksha, are you free? No. Then study. Punah shravanam kuryat. Thereby tayoscha iti. Mula tayoscha mithyadhyas kutastha atmanoho. Na antarena ajnanam sambandha. Siddhanti says, here so far, see, this is interesting, okay? Again, Holenarsibhura Prakriya. They say Ajnana and Adhyasa are same. Adhyasa has been elaborately dealt with. Twampada Parishodhana, if you see, in the second chapter, Adhyasa has been elaborately talked about. It is all Adhyasta. Now, if Ajnana and Adhyasta are same, you don't need this Vakya. And this is not by Vyakhyanakara. This is by Bhagavan Sureshwaracharya himself. He says, Tayoscha Mithyadhyasa Kutastha Atmano. There are two parts to the, flip sides of the coin. I said, one is Mithyatva Nishchaya of the Ahankaradi Prapancha. Other is Satyatva of Atma. So, Ahankaradi Mithya is all Adhyasa. Mithya Adhyasa word has been used. So be done with it. No. Adhyasa has reason. He says that Mithya Adhyasa and Kutastha Atmano nantarena ajnana sambandha. If Ajnana and Adhyasa have the same meaning, then you won't say Adhyasa is not possible without Ajnana sambandha. Makes absolutely no sense if Ajnana and Mithya Adhyasa have the same meaning. Again, Holenarsibhura Prakriya, it is not the case. Very clear. Vyakhyanakaras cannot be wrong. You can point fingers and start your own cult. But it will fall flat on its face. Shabdata, the words are there in Bhashya and in Sureshwaracharya's works. How can you be so confused that you miss it out? Mithya Adhyasa, if you have some basic Vyakarana understanding and you do not ignore it, Mithya Adhyasa Kutastha Atmano ho. Ajnanam antarena sambandha na sambhavati. That's what it means. Right in your face, literal. There is absolutely no other way you can escape this statement. Antarena means vina. Ajnanena vina. Ajnanam vina sambandha na sambhavati. Kayo sambandha? Mithya Adhyasa and Kutastha Atmano. So Mithya Adhyasa, if it is in the meaning of Ajnana, then Mithya Adhyasa and Kutastha Atmana sambandha is not possible without Mithya Adhyasa. Makes no sense. So A and B sambandha is due to C, not A and B sambandha due to A. If A is Karana, B is also Karana. So he did not say Mithya Adhyasa and Kutastha Atmano, without that sambandha is not possible. That is also true. A and B, if A is not there, is sambandha between A and B possible? No. If B is not there, is sambandha between A and B possible? No. But if you just say, oh, without A, sambandha between A and B is not possible, then even if you make such a statement, you should use the same word A. You cannot say A between A and B, sambandha is not possible without C, and C is in the meaning of A. Ridiculous. A and B cannot be connected without C, and C is equal to A. You cannot say that. It is a mathematical failure. It's a failure in understanding. Very clear. So, it's a cult. So, Mithyadhyasa Kutasthatmanoho na antarena ajnanam sambandha. Otherwise, third chapter is meaningless. Third chapter is meaningless. He says, therefore, what do you have to do? This sambandha is not possible. It should not be there. Tav prakashavad viruddha swabhavayoho kayoho mithyadhyasa kutastatmanoho tayoho sambandha kena vina na sambhavati or kam vina. Here, kim vina. Ajnanam vina antarena ajnanam na sambhavati. So ajnana should be talked about. But there is an exception. Sometimes sambandha is possible without there is an exception. What is that? Anyatha chodana pariprapitat. Anyatha, so chodana pariprapitat anyatha. Anyatha or anyatra. Without a shruti. Chodana is shruti. Vidivakya. Pariprapitat, parita. There is absolutely no other source. Only shruti says it. Like what? Like the example given here. We'll stay with the shruti. Yatha yamevargnihi. What does it mean? Yameva ruk agnihi. Sandhi. Yameva ruk agnihi. Samaha. Not sama, sama. Yameva ruk agnis sama. So yameva prithvi. Before that, yam prithvi agnihi. No, sorry, ruk. Yameva prithvi ruk. I'm sorry. Yameva prithvi ruk. Rugveda. Rug mantra. This prithvi is ruk. Prithvi is not ruk. Prithvi and ruk mantra, you cannot have confusion. There is no ajnana there. But jnana is there. What jnana? Shruti jnana. Shruti says you do upasana in this manner. Chandogya Shruti. This prithvi is rik. What about sama mantra? Agnihi. This agni is what? Sama. Still upasana. Iti. So now, if someone asks you, you have no study of Chandogya, no Veda study. Somebody asks you, what is this Prithvi? You will never say Rigveda, Rig Mantra. What is this Agni? You will never say Sama. So, it is only Chodana Pariprapita. There is absolutely no other source for this Prithvi to be Rig, Agni to be Sama. Or what? Other example, commonly known example is what? There we have other sources in Shastra alone, of course. But then Sampradaya, in the Sampradaya, we say the stone is what? Salagrama or Shivlinga. Those who know it, they'll not think about it as a mere stone, right? They'll look at it as Salagrama Vishnu. In Saligrama, Vishnu Buddhi. In Shivlinga, Shiva Buddhi. That is also given by Shastra. Chodana Pariprapitat Anyatha. So, now, is there any Vidhivakya which says Atma is connected with Mithya Adhyasa Prapancha, Ahankaradi? There is no such Vidhivakya. You know on your own. Therefore, there, Ajnana is the Karana. Without that, Sambandha is not possible. Clear? So, where is Ajnana not needed for Sambandha? Mithya and, some Sambandha between two, where one is Mithya, the other is real. Kalpita, or not exactly so. There, you need Vidhivakya. Other than the Vidhivakya, if you have some Mithya, Sambandha of the real and the Mithya, their Ajnana alone is the Karana. Like Rajju Sarpa, Shukti Rajata. Without that, Sambandha is not possible. So this is the statement there. What is the next Vakya there? Tacha Ajnanam. So we'll take up further in the Tika. Adhyasyamana adhisthanayoho shukti rupyayoho iva adhisthana vishaya ajnana vyatirekena sambandha asambhavat ajnanam tavat aham idam mama idam iti pratiyamana atmanam asambandha ghatakam abhyupeyam. So Tikakara says, Adhyasyamana adhisthanayo. Mithya ahankaradi prapancha is adhyasyamana, being superimposed, projected. And adhisthana is kutastha atma. Like what? Shukti rupyayo iva. Rupya is a coin, silver coin. And Shukti we know, a shell. So between the shell and the superimposed coin, silver coin, what is the sambandha there? So adhyasyamana is rupya. Adhisthana is Shukti. Shukti or Shuktika. So Shukti rupyo iva is the adhyasyamana and adhisthana. So iva adhisthana vishaya ajnana vyatirekena sambandha asambhavat. Now adhisthana is Shukti in the example. Rupya is adhyastha. You see it as a silver coin in the bright sunlight on a beach. So do you see it as Shukti? No, you see it as Rupya. Why? So Shukti is the Adhisthana. Adhisthana Shukti Vishaya Ajnana Vyatirekena. If you knew the Shukti, you will not see Rupya. Meaning if you see the Shukti there, then you won't see Rupya. The very reason you are seeing Rupya is because you don't have Shukti Jnana. So what do you have? You have Shukti Ajnana. So Shukti is that Vishaya which is Adhisthana. So Adhisthana Vishaya Ajnana. Vyatirekana. Without that, Sambandha Asambhava. Sambandha kayoho? Adhisthana and Adhyasyamana. Between Adhyasyamana and Adhisthana yoho. Which is what? Shukti Rupyo. Shukti Ajnana alone, without Shukti Ajnana, you cannot have Sambandha with Rupya. Similarly, here, without the Atma Ajnana, Atma Vishaya Ajnana, Atma is Adhisthana. Kutastha Atma Adhisthana Vishaya Ajnana Vyatirekena Mithya Ahankaradi Prapancha Kutastha Atmano Sambandha na sambhavati. So sambandhasya asambhavat. Ajnanam tavat. Ajnana has to be accepted. And what is that ajnana in the exemplified? Ajnanam tavat. Ahamidam. I am this manushya, purusha, stri. All of these ideas. Aham samsari jiva. This kind of a personality I have. So tavad, what? Ajnanam tavad. First of all, ajnana, what is ajnana? Ajnana, how is it expressed? Aham idam, mama idam. All this is mine. My parents, my children, my siblings, my spouse, my house, mine. So aham, then ahanta and mamata. Ahantam mamatvam. Iti pratiyamana atmanam. In this manner, ajnana, how does it manifest? In the form of what? This is me and this is mine. Pratiyamana atmanam asambandha ghatakam abhyupeyam. So, ajnana should be accepted as that which manifests this ghatakam. What is the ghataka? Sambandha. Sambandha ghataka. Abhyupeyam. Ajnana has to be accepted. So, what is the swarupa, manifest swarupa? Aham idam mama idam iti pratiyamana atmanam. That I am this and this is mine. In this fashion, there is a sambandha. Pratiyamana atmanam. You see, asambandha ghatakam. Asambandha ghatakam means that which is not connected, but made to connect. So, asambandha ghatakam api abhyupeyam ajnanam. So, here asambandha ghatakam should be seen as that which is not connected, but made to connect. Meaning, aham and idam has no sambandha, asambandha. But Ghatakam, Idam and Mama have no sambandha. And not Aham. Idam and Aham, there are two types of sambandhas. Ahanta sambandha and with others Mamata sambandha. Both sambandhas are not there. So asambandha ghatakam ajnanam abhyupeyam. How? Iti pratiyamanam. So pratiyamanam meaning, see, very tricky. Sentence is very, the word asambandha ghatakam has been used, but sambandha has been shown. Iti pratiyamana atmanam. So aham idam and mama idam iti pratiyamanam atmanam. That sambandha. It is sambandha pratiyamanam. Pratiyamanam atmanam. Atma is sambandha, not sambandha, sambandha. So, but asambandha ghatakam. Ajnana is asambandha ghatakam. It is, although having no sambandha, it makes this sambandha possible. That is the idea there. Literally very difficult to see the sentence. Shabdata. You have to accept ajnana, which causes this kind of adhyasa. That's the meaning. Tasya cha ajnanasya now. So see what the question is. What is the question? Why do you start this third chapter? And Siddhanti is saying there is, without ajnana it is not possible. Purvapakshi says, I am still waiting for the answer to my question. What is the question I asked you? What are you telling me? Dravid Pranayama. So says, no, I am giving you Hetu first. I am building up the Hetu, then I'll tell you why third chapter. Do you accept all this? Yes, yes, yes. Then you have to accept the third chapter also. Without the ajnana, sambandha is not possible. Sambandha is pratiyamana. Sambandha atma is pratiyamana. Aham idam, mama idam. Without ajnana, this sambandha with mithya adhyasa of the kutastha atma, I, is not possible. Anyatha upapatti, arthapatti pramana is used. But sambandha is seen. Without ajnana, it is not possible. Therefore, you have to accept ajnana because sambandha is seen. It's pratyaksha. Therefore, what? Tasya cha ajnanasya nivritti vyatirekena purushartha aparisamaaptehe tannivrittehe cha vakshyamana vakya adhinatvad vakya vyakhyana adhyaya arambha ghatate iti bhavaha. He says, third chapter beginning is very much appropriate. Why? He says, now that I have established ajnana as the root cause, without the ajnana nasha, by vakya, moksha won't be possible. Purushartha aparisamapti means purushartha is moksha. Parama purushartha, then you say, eka purushartha nishchaya if you have, then you say there is only one purushartha. Because two are there for everyone. Purushartha, they are not only for human beings. Artha and Kama. What about Dharma? Why not talk about Dharma also? Dharma is only for countering Artha and Kama, which are instinctual, and using them in such a manner that moksha, the real Purushartha, opens up. Chitta Shuddhi Dwara. Therefore, moksha is the only Purushartha. And Purushartha aparisamapti. Hath ko aaya muh na laga. So, appears to be there. Moksha, oh, I'll get it, won't get it. The Tvam is done. No. Tvam being done is not Vakya Jnana. And this is the reason why yogis do not get moksha without Mahavakya. This is the reason. Tvam Parishodhana is done, yes, but you don't know what Mahavakya is there. Many Purushas are there, you will still be limited. In Samadhi, you feel limitless. Don't feel limitless really. In Samadhi also limited. Because it is Tvam Pada. Still Atma, but others are real. So real others will limit you. In understanding, it is limited only. Your Anubhava says, oh, Ananda, Ananda. Yes. Is that Ananda staying when you come out of Samadhi? No. Therefore, Samadhi Abhyasa may be there for Jnani also recommended. Not necessary. Only in Jivan Mukti. For moksha not necessary. For Jivan Mukti, Ananda Abhivyakti, Samadhi Abhyasa necessary. It becomes Sahaja. Later it may become Sahaja, you don't have to sit in Samadhi. You are living Samadhi, like Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. So he lives Samadhi, Sahaja Samadhi it is called. But that needs Abhyasa of so many years. Oh, what did he have? Oh, earlier Janma. One or many earlier Janmas possible. That's the only explanation. There are no other explanations possible. There is not even a single other explanation possible, which is in line with Shastra. So, Purushartha aparisamapte. Limited Twampada understanding will not
Swamiji,
give you moksha. Only Aikya. Yes, Yogi ji.
Swamiji, Raman Maharshi ji, as per our Vedanta, he does not have a guru.
What did I just say,
So
sir?
without guru,
Did you listen to it? Earlier Janma. There is no other explanation. Earlier Janma. He has said that in his works itself, said in earlier Janma he was a Rishi. He did not do Yoga Abhyasa also. He didn't have Vedanta Sadhana also. But he had Anubhava of being, his body being dead. How many of us have such Anubhava? It is not a sadhana. You cannot imagine that my body is being taken away and then therefore I am free like Ramana Maharshi. It does not work. It is not a sadhana. Ramana Maharshi's example will not help anyone. If you are Ramana Maharshi, it should have happened already in your childhood. Did it happen? No. Did you leave it? Ramana Maharshi was sitting as a child in the Arunachaleshwara Devasthana cave where rats had eaten off his thighs. We can't even, stand a mosquito bite or an ant bite. He did not even know that rats have eaten his thighs. What sadhana will teach you that? Which sadhana, which Vedanta, which yoga, which Tantra sadhana will teach you that? And let's say it teaches. Can you get it without any practice at age 10, 15, whatever? Not possible. So all these are exemptions to the rule. You cannot use it as a rule. Oh, it happened so. If you are Ramana Maharshi, yes, it will happen to you. It will have already happened to you. You will not have those questions. People who quote Ramana Maharshi, see, he had it, therefore, I will also have it. Hey, he was an Avadhuta. Are you an Avadhuta? He was Atyashrami. Are you Atyashrami? No. He did not take sannyasa. I don't need sannyasa. True, he did not take sannyasa. But sannyasa happened for him. Look at his life. Look at his life. Study that completely, not just hand-picked sentences. I'm not talking to you. I'm general statement. I myself, I consider him as a guru. I owe a lot to him. But you have to see what he means, where, and what his life is. See, sannyasa vidhi, how the sannyasa vidhi is, all that happened to him. Automatically. He wanted to tonsure his head, shave his head as a child. He said this yajñopadita is of no use. He threw it. And it rained. So, he lived sannyasa happened for him. He didn't have to take sannyasa. He said in his own words, there was a case put against him in court. He was not interested, but he had to go. So they say sannyasi has absolutely no possessions. Why? Some land or something, some issue. Somebody wanted to take that ashram land. Something like that. So he had to go into the court. That's what I remember. Then I think the judge asked him, there was a question as to sannyasis cannot have any possessions. He's a sannyasi. He said, I am not a sannyasi. I am Atyashrami. He used these words, Atyashrami. So where is the rule that Atyashrami cannot have land in his name? So the case fell apart. So you have to see his life, how he lived. Automatically, he didn't plan to live to show someone. He was just sitting in a cave. Somebody found him and then pulled him out. Not only the rats had eaten, the blood had come out and it had clotted. And it had mixed up with you have such imagination also. It is very painful to listen to such stories. He lived that. It is not Vedanta, it is not yoga also. It is not Tantra also. What is it then? All Purva Janma Samskaras. So, his blood clotted and then it mixed with the mud below, and it had thickened and become one. Nobody knew, who's this kid sitting there. So they thought that he's fainted or something. He was sitting in there. They pulled him off in darkness, and then the flesh of the thighs got torn. It was bleeding profusely because it was stuck to the ground. He didn't know. He had cancer of the shoulder. Somebody forced him to get operated. He said no. They said, no, you undergo surgery. So he said, okay. The body itself is a disease. How many of us will be able to do it? So during the surgery, he says, no anesthesia. I'll not take anesthesia. The doctor was crying. The surgeon was crying while cutting the body. How many of us can do it? So all these quotations of Ramana Maharshi won't work, won't help anyone. It gives basically nothing. You can get inspired, but still, I can get inspired, but I can't plan to live that life. It happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, you have no such background. All of this is background. And those who have study of yoga abhyasa, you know what the word vasana and samskaras mean. Without that, it is not possible. And he himself has gone on record saying that in earlier Janma he was a rishi. Otherwise, it is not possible. All this. So Vedanta, without Vedanta, see, without the Mahavakya, there is no mukti, no matter whose example you give. It's impossible. There is no sadhana which will lead to moksha without Mahavakya. You can inquire into it unless you are convinced about that, the journey has not begun. Forget about the end. The journey has not begun if you are not convinced that without Vedanta, moksha is not possible. Jnanena eva moksha. Without that, everything else is of certificate value only. And certificate has no value. So you have to be very convinced. Shastra Pramanya Buddhi is the fundamental step in sadhana. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. That Shraddha is what? Shastra Pramanya. How the Shastra is Pramana. Pujya Swamiji himself said that it took him many years to understand this. It is not easy. Shastra Pramanya Buddhi, without that it will not work. The Shraddha should be understanding. Conviction should be such that I cannot see with my ears. I can see only with my eyes. Similarly, moksha is only possible through Mahavakya Vedanta. Oh, other means are there. Yes, other means are there. Just like to see, you need your ears. You need your tongue. That is the sadhana. Everything else is sadhana, just like that. Unless you are convinced, no Bhagwan can help us. So, it should be very clear. Okay, moving on. तस्य च अज्ञानस्य निवृत्ति व्यतिरेकेण पुरुषार्थ अपरिसमाप्तेः तन्निवृत्तेः च वक्ष्यमाण न्यायेन वाक्य अधीनत्वात्. So purushartha parishamapti is not possible. Aparishamapti. Without what? Ajnanasya nivritti vyatirekena. Without the ajnana nivritti, ajnana going, you cannot have moksha. And ajnana cannot go by any means other than jnana. Nothing else has virodha. Only jnana has virodha. I have answered this question exhaustively in last part as well. Tannivrittehe cha. Tannivritte is ajnana nivritti. Tat is ajnana. Ajnana nivrittehe cha. Vakshyamana nyayena vakya adhinatvat. Vakya alone, Mahavakya alone can take away that ajnana. Nothing else can take away. No tantra, no mantra, no karma, no upasana, no dhyana, no bhakti, no dancing in bhakti, no chanting, nothing, no japa, no nama sadhana, absolutely nothing. Only vakya adhinatvad, vakshyamana nyayana. It will be told again and again and again. Thereby, vakya vyakyanaya. Now this vakya has to be understood. Vakya cannot be known just by knowing the words. We think so. It is not true. For example, you pick up any advanced Tarka Grantha and look up dictionary meaning of the words. and see if the sentence makes sense. It will not make sense. See, and coming back to the context, Tat Tvamasi, Tat is said to be Ishvara. Tvam is said to be Jiva. Which Jiva? Tvam-pada Parishodhana also done second chapter. Atma. Now, Atma is equal to Ishvara. Asi. Asi is very clear. Not a loaded word. Why do you have so many darshanas who misinterpret this Mahavakya? Do a different Sandhi Vichcheda. Atattvamasi. Not Tattvamasi. Atattvamasi. Do I need Shastra to tell me Atattvamasi? I already know. Shastra tells me you are not Ishvara. You are not Ishvara. He said, when did I say so? When did I claim to be Ishvara? Why are you bothering me? I don't need such darshanas to tell me. Shastra, I don't need Shastra to tell me you are not Ishvara. You know, as if it is a secret. You come here. I'll tell you, don't tell anyone, you are not Ishvara. He says, okay, I'll not tell anyone, but everyone knows. Everyone knows. It's not a secret. Everyone knows Shastra. This is the case where you know Shastra is pramana in which ansha and which ansha it is not. In Atattvamasi, Shastra is not pramana. Even if Padacheda is valid, even if that's what Shastra is saying, that's not an invalid sentence. So I say, I know this. I'll say it is what? I'll not need to underline it. I'll just put a note there saying that I know this. Footnote, what? I know this. Everyone knows this. Please don't waste my time. It is Anuvada. Go on. No book, you know, if you publish books, study 20 years in a Gurukula and then say what? Atattvamasi. Now I'll tell you the secret. He says, had you told me on on a first day, 20 years I have wasted here. I wouldn't have wasted. So, no use. Pramanya is in Anadhigata Vishaya, where the subject matter is not known, cannot be known by any other means. That is, no Samadhi will tell you are Bhagavan. Samadhi will tell you I have no connection with the Shariratraya, Ahankaradi. Samadhi will not tell you that you are Ishvara. In fact, Sankhya in theory does not have Ishvara. It will tell you I am Purusha, but who will tell you that there is no other Purusha? The Purusha in Pradhana, associated with Pradhana, where the Sambandha is Mithya, is me. The Purusha who is sitting elsewhere doing some Samadhi Abhyasa is me. No one can tell you, no Samadhi can tell you, no sadhana can tell you, only Vakya. So, Vakshamana Nyayana Vakya Adhinatvad Kasya Tannivruttescha Jnana Nivruttescha. Therefore, Vakya Vyakhyanaya Adhyaya Arambha, Tritiya Adhyaya Arambha. To make you understand this Vakya will not work unless you have Lakshana. Lakshana should be known. What Lakshana? Because literally it will not make sense. Therefore, you have to add atat to that. Nahi, Atattvamasi. Elsewhere they add, here it is a Padacheda with the ing of Padantarati. Elsewhere they'll add words, letters and words. They'll say, I know better than the Shruti. So I have Padma Purana backing me. I have Padma Purana, I have studied all that. So Shruti I can modify now. No Adhikara. Nobody has Adhikara to modify the Shruti. You can add letters in your mind. Still it is wrong. They change the Shruti. Dvaitis change the Shruti itself. Anyway, that's their prarabdha. Ghatadeti bhavaha. So it is very appropriate to have this third chapter. Adhisthana, let's flip the page and stop. Adhisthana adhyasya manayoho ajnana vyatirekena api sambandha drishyate iti ashankyaha. So somebody says, no. Why ajnana is needed? Sambandha is needed. Sambandha can be possible by some other way. Between adhisthana and adhyasya mana, there can be sambandha without ajnana also. If that is the question, then Siddhanti says no. That is a case where there is a chodana pariprapitatvam. So he says anyatha. So anyatha chodana pariprapitat. That's why he said that. There is a tippana there which says what? Anyatra iti chandrika pata mudrika pustake mule api tatheva. So anyatha or anyatra same meaning. Saptami. There prakaravachi thal. Here saptami artha only here. Anyatha iti. निवर्त्य अज्ञानस्य निवर्तक ज्ञानेन समान आश्रय विषयत्व नियमस्य इदं रजतम् इयं शुक्तिः इत्यादौ दर्शनात् इह अपि ब्रह्म विज्ञानेन आत्म अज्ञानस्य समान आश्रय विषयत्वं दर्शयति इयमिति. This is important. We look at it more, but I'll give you the basic here right now in today's patha. The ajnana which is to be removed, which has yogyata to be removed, nivartyam chatat ajnanam cha. Karmadharya. That ajnana which is removable, which can be removed, which is nivartana yogya, or which has to be removed. And nivartaka is who remover. Remover is jnana, vakya jnana. So the jnana which is the remover and the ajnana which is to be removed, they have to be in the same locus. Samana ashraya. They have to be in the same one issue. One prerequisite. Samana ashrayatvam apekshitam. What does this mean? Let's say you don't know what is ghata. I know. So you have ghata ajnana and I have ghata jnana. Let's say Chaitra Maitra. Chaitra and Maitra both don't know, let's say, ghata, what ghata is. And Chaitra somehow knows. Assume that Chaitra now knows. Maitra does not know. Does Maitra's ajnana go away? Does not go away. So Maitra has ajnana. So jnana also should take place in Maitra's antakarna. Cannot be in Chaitra's antakarna. Very clear, simple. So samana ashraya is needed. Now, this is very important. Okay, this is the clincher. This is the clincher of how jnana removes ajnana and how Atma is Brahma. This is an excellent argument Bhagavan Naishkarmyasiddhi uses. How Brahma is Atma. Just by Tarka he can show. Using Vakya, Shruti as Pramana, Shruti gives Mahavakya. And Jnana alone can take away Ajnana. This Jnana has to take place in the same place where Ajnana is there. One prerequisite. Second is what? Samana Vishayatva also. Samana will go with both. Samana Ashraya and Samana Vishaya. So Samana Ashrayatvam apekshitam. Samana Vishayatvam apekshitam. So in the same example, Chaitra and Maitra. Chaitra has knowledge about Ghata. Maitra does not know what is Ghata. So Maitra has Ghata Ajnana. Now Jnana should take place in Maitra. Now Maitra says, okay, bring me a pata, let me see what is pata. Pata Jnana will not take away Ghata Ajnana. Simple, again simple. See, very simple niyama. Two simple prerequisites. One, where there is Ajnana, there itself Jnana should take place. Only then it will remove Ajnana. Simple niyama, nobody will say no. Second, simple niyama. Siddhanti tells Purvapakshi. Simple niyama. If you know Ghata, if you know Pata, you don't know Ghata, then Pata Jnana will not take away Ghata Ajnana. So Vishaya for Ajnana and Vishaya for Jnana should also be same. Ashraya should be same, Vishaya also should be same. So only Ghata Jnana will take away Ghata Ajnana. Pata Jnana will not take away Ghata Ajnana. Very simple. So that's all we are saying now. So opening statement is what? Nivartya Ajnanasya Nivartaka Jnanena Samanashre Vishayatva Niyamasya Idam Rajatam Iyam Shukti Ityadu Darshanat. So where example is given. Rajatam Iyam Idam Rajatam Iyam Shukti. This Rajata is actually this Shukti. This silver coin that you are seeing is what? It is this that you are seeing. This is same thing that you are seeing as Rajata. It is Shukti only. It is a shell. Ityadu Darshanat. So where? He has to show in the same locus. Here, Idam. In the locus of Idam, in Strilinga, Iyam. But same Idam. So this Idam locus where you are seeing Shukti, where you are seeing Rajata, that is Shukti alone. So same locus. Vishaya is also same. Ajnana is about Shukti. He does not know Shukti, therefore he sees Rupya. Now see, it is a Shukti. It's a shell. So Jnana is of the same Vishaya where the Ajnana was Vishaya. इत्यादो दर्शनात् यह अपि ब्रह्म विज्ञानेन आत्मज्ञानस्य समानाश्रय विषयत्वं दर्शयति. This part we'll see in the next part. The basic idea is Brahma Vijnanena Atma Ajnanasya. Brahma Vijnana and Atma Ajnana should be in the same locus. I'll just hint it now and we'll look at the next part. Brahma Vijnana takes away Atma Ajnana. How so? Brahma is another Vishaya, Atma is another Vishaya. So their Siddhanti says no. Brahma Jnana, see Atma Vare Drashtavya. The question started there. Atma Vare Drashtavya, and for that you study Brahma. If I want Atma Jnana, I should study Atma. Why am I studying Brahma? So Brahma Jnana will take away Atma Ajnana. How? Because Brahma and Atma have to be one. Have to be same Vishaya. So Tarka shows that. Purely by Tarka it has been established that Shruti talks about Brahma Jnana as sadhana for moksha. And I have Atma Jnana. Who am I? The question is, who am I? Not who is Paramatma. Question is not who is Paramatma. The question is, who am I? And the answer is what? You study Brahma. Brahma Jnana. He says, why? Why will I study someone else? Because that is you. So this is the idea. Anyway, we'll look at more in the next part. Past 2-3 days, we are going over the time. Okay. Yat sakshat satchidanandam pratyega kriyam tannamami nrusyasya yogi gamyam param padam. Namaste, dhanyavada. Sridhara.
धन्यवाद स्वामी जी.
Sorry? Your question? Yogi ji, you are saying something?
नो स्वामी जी, nothing
Namaste.
स्वामी जी. दंडवत प्रणाम.
Namaste, namaste. To Bhagavan.